Hey guys, this is the retractable pen mod tutorial. I'm not really sure what to call the mod yet. Someone in the comments said the mod was like rough around the edges, so I might just call it that. Got a nice ring to it. Okay, so first of all, we need a Pilot G2, the whole body, and then we're gonna have to get yourselves a Dong A Anyball pen, the grip, and the Inktube. And then we need a Pilot Better retractable fine pen. We need a tip for this. Now we need the Pilot G3 pen, just the body actually. Now you just need a random Inktube from like a random pen. I always use this white one because I thought it looked nice. Now as for the tools, you're gonna need something long and pointy, some pliers, some super glue, which is kind of optional, and that's it, I guess. Other optional parts are clear grips. So I like to use this for my mod, but it's optional if you guys have. Also Airfit RIngs, I believe, or maybe they're doctor grips. I'll see you in the next frame. Whoosh, transition. Thing I forgot to mention is you need a knife. So grab your G3 body and use the knife to cut a line along the grip right here. And once we were done with the grip, you can just chuck that aside. Next, you're gonna need to cut off the nibs in the neck here, and I use my pliers to do that. Oh wait, before you cut the nibs, take off the back plug by using the long stick. Just need the back plug off, and you can chuck that as well. Now you want to grab your saw blade and cut off the little hump on the neck. Yeah, I said hump. A lot of sexual innuendos in this tutorial. I'm just gonna go through this quickly. Yeah, let me just speed run this real quick. Okay, once you're done cutting off the thing, the neck, that's when you can start pinching off the nibs. Yes, the nibs. So I'm just gonna speed run this real quick. Oh shit, my copyright free music. Hold up. There we go. So this is how the pen's supposed to look like without the nibs. One thing I forgot to mention is you need sandpaper as well, so you can sand down the neck part. So I'm just gonna time-lapse this, and you can enjoy some copyright-free music. Here I'm using scissors to shave off parts of the neck, because it's a lot easier to do that than actually sanding the whole thing down. Sand it after though. Now that you've gotten your sanded down G3 body, you can get your G2 pen and start disassembling it. All you need are the grips, well, the grip and the top half of the body. You can also get rid of the clip. Then you can assemble it with your G3 body. Next, you pick up your Pilot retractable and you just use the tip. It should snugly fit in the back portion of the G3, which is now technically the front portion of the mod. Optional, but you could also super glue the tip in just so it's secure, but I don't. Next thing is you can grab your Anyball pen and disassemble it. All you need from this is the grip and the Inktube and the spring. The rest of the body you can just You can check it out or keep it for later. The next step is to make the retractable function work properly. All you need is your anti-ball Inktube and another spare Inktube. I'm gonna use my previous mod here as reference because I don't have a ruler, so I don't have exact measurements, funny enough. Subscribe and maybe I'll afford one. I'm kidding. So I'm just gonna line these up together without snorting it up. I don't have measurements because you might have different ink tubes from me, so you're gonna have to give this a little trial and error. But you can just visually follow along like Belle's here. So after you set your cat aside, you're gonna wanna cut a lengthy amount from your spare ink tube, and then you're gonna wanna tape it to your anti-ball ink tube and work from there. But before you do that, make sure any ink left is washed out. You don't want it to make a mess in your mod. So I'm just gonna cut here. You want to go slowly here, because if you cut too much, you can't go back. And if you cut too little, you can always cut again. So here I have the ink tubes lined up together with my original one. I know it's a bit long, but that's why we gotta start off slow. I'm just gonna test it out on the body that I made. Also, don't forget to put your spring into the tube first. And as you can see, it's a bit too long because it's extending out of the tip. So I'm just gonna cut this a little bit, maybe like 3 millimeters or so, and hopefully that should work out. And it did. So you're done with that. The next part is completely optional, but if you want to make the pen look a little more banging, you're gonna want to print some inserts out. I don't have measurements for that either, but rule of thumb, just make sure the insert is longer or just a little bit, yeah, just a bit longer than the front portion of the mod. You're gonna want to print 2 inserts here, one for the front portion and one for the back. So just cut it to the same length as the bodies. The rest should be self-explanatory, hopefully. If you guys got any questions, you can just drop them in the comments about inserts and anything you guys are struggling with, and I'll hopefully reply. But if I don't, then GG bro, good luck. One more thing to note is the back part of the insert might be one of the more difficult inserts to put into the body. It's also one of the more difficult aspects of the mod in my opinion, but you're gonna have to tweak a lot by cutting off bits of the insert, or what I do here is I sand down the neck of the body even more just so that it can fit snugly. And then we're done with the body. Now after this, you're gonna wanna either spin it a bit or maybe go outside, touch some grass, reevaluate your life for a bit, then you go back inside and you mess with the grips. So here's a little tip for when you want to cut grips. I usually put it in like a scuff pen before I cut it, that way it doesn't like roll around, and it also decreases the probability of making a scuffed cut, which is definitely what you don't want if you want to make your mod pretty. Also, never use scissors. Please never use scissors to cut your grips. So here, I'll be using the back and the front of the anti-ball grips, just the two sections from each end. This is just my way of gripping the mod. You guys can go ham and do whatever kind of variation you'd like, but this is just my cup of cum. And you guys can follow along if you guys want. also going to be using some Airfit rings just to make it a little fancy, a little more premium looking. So another tip for when you're struggling to put in a grip on your mod is you can take your pliers and just stretch it from both sides, and after that it should be able to fit a lot more easily into your mod. So here, to help balance out your pen, for the back end you want to add just a little bit more grips. That's where the clear grip comes in handy. If you don't have this, then I'm not sure, but you can probably just pile on different grips upon grips. Just stretch it out. Additionally, I also have this metal ring just to add as like a counterweight. That way it's even more balanced. You can also super glue this on only if you have the ring. If not, then just keep adding grips or whatnot. And there you go, your rough around the edges mod is done. Sorry for the scuff tutorial, but if you guys made it this far, hopefully you have a really nice mod by now. I'm not that much of a spinner, but I'll show you a little demonstration.